This week on Chasing Waterfalls, the crew heads to Pennsylvania to visit beautiful Ricketts Glen State Park. As usual, they will be critiquing and reviewing over a dozen first-class waterfalls. Stay tuned to see how these Pennsylvania waterfalls stack up on the International 5-Star Waterfall Ranking Scale. And as always, thanks for tuning in to Chasing Waterfalls!
Not necessarily a very high waterfall, but as far as waterfalls goes, this is the classical style that we like to see. Notice the lack of too much auxiliary spray on the side. It has the same, like mid-rate flow, probably, mid-range cubic feet per second. But like the flow across the entire waterfall is steady drop, no obstacles in the way. It's going straight into a pool, and this is, what we really like to see in the best waterfalls.
All right, what we have here is the classic hydraulic sidewinder. As you can see, it's a three-tiered waterfall here. One feature that we really like about it is on the top of the second tier, it jets out. There's an override upshoot coming down right in the middle of the second tier. That's a great feature. However, this one is not great in size, but it's still decent. I'm going to give it a 3.2. Decent. Not perfect.
And here we have a classic basalt slip down. And you're going to see these layers of sedimentary rock going down. Breaking the stress fractures on these rocks tend to be on the sedimentary level as opposed to the vertical plane. And what that does is create a really nice step down waterfall. And this one with the size, and although it's not a straight dropper, it has a nice steady angle, about 42 degrees right bounds. So I'll have to give this one 3.86, definitely.
All right, here we see a classic waning gibbous Shawnee style waterfall. Two-tiered, which is fine. You can see the schist around the outside. There's also some sailstone around the outside, which is contributing to the good flow factor. You see some juxtable hanger chutes coming straight down out of all the sides. However, it's obvious that there is a piece of lodged lumber in the middle of this waterfall that will cost it points. If this was a true 4.6, 4.7 drop, there would easily be enough power in the fall to push that lumber out of the way. It looks like it's been there for some time, so this one's probably going to still hover at about probably 3.1.
Here we are at Burt Reynolds Falls. Great name, automatic 2 points for that. Some other notable features of this waterfall. The overhang, exquisite. We have a few drifters coming down here. Most notably, the far left drifter has great turnout. You'll see that it's going at a drop angle of about a 5 grade, 6 grade, something like that. And another notable feature is this empty cavern over here in the waterfall industry. We like to call that pooch. It's a really cavernous pooch here, and I'd have to say, with the great name and the excessive pooch, I'm going to give this waterfall a rating of it's a 4.29.
4.29. We have another very interesting one right here. Now, back when I was a member of the IWRA, that's of course the International Waterfall Ranking Association, there was always a lot of debate over the tiering system, if that was good or bad. I was of the opinion I prefer less tiers, to be honest, but this one you can see we got at least 4 I'm looking at up here. The smallest tier being the biggest. Really nice feature, but there's still a lot of debate in the waterfall rating community about if tiers of waterfalls are good or bad. You know, that's up for the viewers to make their own decision. Other than that, that's been pretty nice for a multi-tier waterfall. I'd probably give it about a 3.9 ranking on the usual international scale.
We'd have to give this waterfall a 4.2.
4.2, higher than the last one.
You know, I like the last one better, the 4.0, which I did upgrade to a 4.1, but the sheer size of this one gives it a little boost in the point.
Yeah.
It has a nice cascade style drop.
Agreed.
Which, you know, with a left to right pattern. Well, this is a waterfall here. Normally it would skip something small and bunked like this, but the reason we're stopping here is for the, what we call this is a long shot waterfall, and it's more like a sideways waterfall, but the main focus here, the features, is the secondary drop of this waterfall here. Notice how the first drop creates a little cup, a little trough in the rock, which caused the second drop to cascade back up and over, which gives it a pretty cool effect. And for like a kind of bump sideways waterfall like this, I'd give this one like 2.9 stars.
Here we are at another one. We waterfall chasers call this obtusional centerfold. It's a classic 2-tier waterfall. It will, however, lose a couple points because you can see on the top right there's some trickles away from the main fall. We don't really like to see that, so I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 3.8. Other than that, it's got a lot of nice features going on around it. There's a center swirl coming before the second tier, which is what drives the score up a little bit, but the stray water on the side that's
that is a pretty nice fantail secondary right there.
That is a great secondary fantail for sure.
Normally when we have a triple tiered waterfall like this, it's not going to get that great of score because this is really, you know, adhere to the rules of classic waterfalls. But when you get a fall this large, that stuff kind of falls to the wayside. What we have here is a tapered hydrogeological drop down. What's really nice about it is the rolling step down that we have about 2/3 of the way up, and the final drop down that goes onto a little jut out in the middle. Really makes it good, and the mist in the air kind of adds a little extra point to it, so I'm gonna have to give this one 4.52.
Now what we have here is a really traditional neoclassical waterfall. These reached the height of their popularity in the Victorian era of the 16th century. Although they're still popular today, the peak was really in literature of that time period.
We're looking at about like a 14-foot drop, you know, a lot shorter fall than the last waterfall we saw. But you just look at the curvature around the top bank of this one, and just that perfect straight drop right into the water, no obstacles. This is really a beautiful waterfall, and honestly underrated in my opinion. I'll give this one 4.51 stars.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is a real beauty. Like it's a painting quality waterfall right here.
What we have here is a classic bridal veil style fall. You can see it'll start skinny up top, but it narrows out just like that of a bride's dress. Very beautiful, elegant, one of the classiest of all waterfalls. It doesn't have the same trashiness as some of the smaller ones that we've seen here today. It's also tall, it's got great height, I'm loving that. I really appreciate the skinny chute coming out top. The source of this waterfall, tiny, fans out. Similar to a fantail style fall, but a little bit different, more of the classic bridal veil tradition. This one is a great ripper. You can see it is tiered, but it's generally straight, a lot of straight down shots here too. I'm gonna rate this one pretty decently. I'm gonna give it a 4.1.
We find ourselves now on the backside of a waterfall, and what we have here is what many amateur waterfall raiders would call a serpentine slip ripper. And what that is the slip of the waterfall comes around and just rips the hole right through the slit of the stone. If you look carefully, you'll see an almost perfect mathematical sine curve in the serpentine slit ripper here. Although it looks good from behind, you don't see as much serpentininess coming down the ripper here. So I'm gonna have to give this one. It normally would be like a 3.2, but I'm gonna bump that up to a 3.29, and that's because of the high volume middle ripper in this waterfall. You can see it right there. It's a thicker column of water, and that's gonna be more of a pounding down on the main column down below here. So
there's something truly special. This is a real rarity right here. This is what the International Waterfall Rating Association would refer to as the Willy Whipper Wicker Whacker. You have a triple triangulation, 2 different sources coming in, 3 falls, just beautiful, really. So you can see this fall over here to the right is the smallest and weakest of them all, but it has its own individual source. These two have the same source coming down. It's just magnificent, really. I'm going to give it a 4.3.
Well, we rate waterfalls on several factors. Number one is drop. You know, that rating depends on how many obstacles, how far the drops are. Another is symmetricalness. You know, that's an important factor. However, a waterfall can still be a bit of a serpentine slip nut or a sidewinder and still have general symmetry. Another important feature of the waterfall rating system is temperature. You know, you can't really have a good waterfall that's like real hot, so you know that's an important one. And names are always good. Cubic feet per minute is one of the most important features of a good waterfall. Like, you know, like this, you can see the 2 outside pounders, and we call that the 710 split, which is pretty good. But like for a primo, like 4.7 and above waterfall, you're gonna have a linear pounder, and that's just gonna go straight across the waterfall.
We got another truly magnificent one here. Some notable features. There's the main fall and then the side fall. We're going to first talk about the side fall. It comes down, it's got a triple bogey in the middle of it. You can see it comes down 1 shot, splits into 2. Not a lot of flow, but still pretty decent. But obviously the highlight of this one is going to be the solid fall coming down. You see it has nice symmetrical pounding, real thrusting, throttling pressure of water dropping, nice and even. There's no individual seams, which we've seen a lot of in this area. It's real solid all around. I'm going to go ahead and give this one give that a 4.4. Woo!